Hello, this is Kate from the Rice baseball field. Today is a game between Harvard and Rice University. I'm here reporting.
Okay, Hi, here I'm with Kenny, very special guest here. He's a former Rice baseball player, and his son is on Harvard baseball team. So, well, nice to see you, and thank you for talking to me, Kenny.
Thank you, Wei, for having me. It's a special treat, something I didn't expect to happen for sure.
Well, thank you. Well, tell me about when did you play for Rice, and then what position you played?
I played for Rice before you were born. I played second base. Right here on this field, I played the very first game ever played on this ball field. First game.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was in the late 1970s, 77, 70. The first game here was 78.
That's great. So your son is on Harvard team,
That's
right? Which year is he and what major?
He's a junior and he's a psychology major in a secondary degree in economics.
Okay.
Yep. And
Wow.
he's a junior. He plays center field at Harvard here.
Yeah. So today is Harvard versus Rice game. So you like a split on both sides, right?
Very difficult. I've never in 50 years rooted against Rice, but I got 4 games to do it. We've done 2 of them. I only have 2 more to root against Rice, and then I'll be out here 100% Rice again, except when Harvard's playing.
Yeah, well, that's a big sacrifice as a father for the son. That shows how much you as a father love your son.
Yeah, I love him.
Well, tell me about your major when you were at Rice.
I was a math science major, which with a focus on computer science.
Oh, computer! Wow, that's a very hard subject today.
Well, it was hard back then too. It was hard for me, so I'm very, very lucky. I happen to be a little bit, I'm more quantitative minded than writing and reading. So.
Oh, I see. So then, as a student at Rice, when you admitted, is there any special for a athlete like you, or is normal admission?
I was able to get a baseball scholarship to come to Rice. I didn't know anything about Rice, so I was very fortunate to come here, and mainly just because of baseball. So it's a blessing to be here, and it turned out to be the right thing for me. So,
where did you grow up?
I grew up in San Antonio, which is 200 miles west of here.
I see. Okay.
And we didn't know about Rice. I wanted to go to the University of Texas, but I ended up getting the opportunity to come to Rice. So
Did you want to go to be a professional player, or?
Well, I did. I wanted to play, but I wasn't a superstar player. But I did. Fortunately, had a couple of good years here at Rice, and then I got drafted by the Detroit Tigers. Wow. So I get to play some professional baseball.
Okay. So then afterwards, what did you do? And then professional, as a job, what did you do?
I went into the consulting division of Arthur Anderson, which was an accounting firm that turned into Accenture. Today, the company's called Accenture. It's a global consulting organization.
I see. So then what would you say your athlete experience or skills contribute to your career?
Well, I mean, you and I were talking about this leadership. For me, in reality, I mean, the math and the studies at Rice and all that helped me a lot. But really, for my business career, and I worked 30 years at Accenture, almost 30 years, and really the things I learned on the baseball field were the most foundational for me. But leadership related to perseverance and work ethic and teamwork and integrity and resilience, all of those things I learned playing baseball. Baseball's a game of learning how to manage failure, and so you have to be able to learn from the challenges and the setbacks, and then go out there and perform. And I think that's the way life is, and in many respects that's the way my business career was. So.
I see. Back to your son. So when he was in high school, he played baseball, right? So then, how did he get into Harvard? Was Rice interested in him, and how?
Well, we were really, really fortunate because he actually had a major injury his sophomore year in high school, and when he came back, we were playing in a tournament in Atlanta, and the Harvard guys were out there, and they saw him, and he had a good tournament. They asked him to join, to come to Harvard. So it was not something we contemplated or expected. It was just a blessing. Very, very lucky.
When Harvard trying to recruit him, was he given any special consideration as an athlete, or is it the same as everybody else?
I think it's pretty much the same. I mean, you have to, if they expressed interest, there are no scholarships, right? So it basically gets 6 slots a year, 5 or 6 slots a year.
Okay.
And so the coaches have to identify candidates that they know can, make it through school and do well in school, that have the right culture and the right mindset, right values for Harvard. And so you have to go through that same interviewing process as any other student.
Like SAT and academics?
Yeah. If you don't have the scores, they won't ask you. So he had the scores, fortunately.
I see. Okay.
Test scores. Yeah.
So then, kids out there, you have to be both good at your academics and sports skills.
Absolutely. You have to focus on doing your best all the time. And as long as you do your best, I think your opportunities will unfold in front of you. If you prepare yourself and you work hard, opportunities come your way, and you can seize those. And some people say good luck is where opportunity and hard work intersect. So.
Wow, that sounds really good. So as a parent, what would you say to other parents out there? Did you want your kid to be a professional player or a good education? What, as a father, would you want your son?
I really think the education is the most important thing. I mean, I didn't want my son to feel pressure to do something like I did. I didn't even try to introduce him to the game of baseball. I was working, and I came home one day and he was playing in the front yard. And I think that, I don't know who am I to say what's the right way to do anything, but I think it's good to let children find their own way and find the thing. I mean, for me, my God-given talent and passion is baseball, and for him, I think he's still on the journey. And baseball's part of it. So, but if he would have wanted to be in music or art or computer science or whatever, I would have been very supportive of that, just like I've tried to support him in baseball. I think that would be whatever, when you see your son or your daughter, you just got to support what they love. And I think that's the best combination, because they're pursuing something they love, so they'll work through the challenges and they'll persevere, and because you have to have a passion in order to overcome the setbacks and the headwinds that come at you.
I see. Wow, that sounds really good advice for parents. Also, one last question. People usually think it's just baseball or just like fun or entertainment. What would you say, more than just entertainment, what else would bring to
baseball? Oh, well, like as I mentioned before, I mean, it's a unique game or sport, because it's at the same time it's a team sport. You got 9 guys on the field, but every play is an individual play. So you have to manage this individual and team dynamic, and that puts a lot of pressure on the individual, because you either make the play, you strike out, you get a hit, you do whatever yourself, but it's on behalf of the team. And learning to manage that, because 50% of the time, 30% of the time, you're successful at it, but most of the time you're not. And so learning to manage that disappointment or setback or failure, managing failure, many people say, is a real asset. If you can learn to do that, you can use it in life, all through your life. So
yeah, that sounds very important. We have to talk about that subject, managing failure, at a separate time. Sounds a really important subject.
Yeah.
And what is your son's name and what position is he?
Hunter Baldwin. He plays center field.
Okay, well, watch out and root for him.
And he when he was a freshman, Harvard won the Ivy League, and they went into the playoffs. So that was a great experience for him. So, and for me too.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much
for
your time.
I
Really
appreciate it.
it.
Thank you. Good luck.